guys, and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. My name is Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. If you are new here, hello and welcome. If you're a subscriber, you guys, I hit 1,000 subscribers this weekend, and I am absolutely over the moon about it. You guys are all amazing, and I'm super, super appreciative of every single one of you. I know 1,000 may not be a lot to some people, but to me it is everything. So let's go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner video. So for dinner tonight, I just made some steak with like a peppercorn, creamy like pan sauce, the mashed potatoes, and some broccoli. So tonight we are making shepherd's pie. This is definitely a family tradition. My mom's side of the family, my mom, my grandma, like all my aunts, everybody makes it. It's super delicious, super affordable, and it feeds an army, you guys. Definitely awesome, awesome recipe. So this is where I may differ from some other shepherd's pie recipes I've seen on Pinterest. I just use corn. That's how it's always been, like from what I've seen done in my family. But I will link a couple of shepherd's pie like variations below. You can definitely put like that little peas and carrots mix, or just leave it corn. You can basically put whatever veggie you want. But this is what I've always used in my own recipe. So for this dish, I was using leftover mashed potatoes, and obviously I was a little bit short on those mashed potatoes. I would like to usually do a layer beneath and on top of the corn, but of course, you know, it was leftover mashed potatoes. If I was making this dish like from scratch all the way, I would definitely have enough mashed potatoes, but it still tasted pretty good. So this is what it looks like when it's getting ready to go in the oven. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle on some parsley flakes just for some color. I don't know, parsley flakes make everything look like 10 times better. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into a 350-degree oven, and when it comes out, it's all melty and perfect and delicious. Alright guys, so this is it. I always put ketchup on mine. Josh also likes his that way. This is how I've eaten it since I was a kid, and I'm not even that big of a ketchup fan. It just tastes really good. You can definitely put whatever you want on top though. Alright, so tonight we're having breakfast for dinner, and for that we are doing a breakfast casserole with just some peppers, onions, and sausage, egg, and some hash browns, and I'm going to show you how I put it together. a Pinterest recipe. I will definitely be linking it below in the description box. But I feel like I say this literally every video. I loosely followed it, you guys. I loosely follow every recipe. But that's how great recipes are made. Be a free spirit with your recipes. If it's calling for something that you don't have at home, use what you have. Or if it's something that your kids don't like, or your husband doesn't like, or your friends don't like, just swap things out. That's, like I said, that's how great recipes are made. Alright, so this was it finished. Basically, I just put it in the oven after that, and I will show you what it looks like when I get it out of the oven. This was actually really, really delicious. I know it's like breakfast blasphemy, but I do not like those like hash browns, those like stringy potato hash browns. But this was actually really delicious. I really, really liked it. Super good recipe. So tonight we are having sheet pan fajitas. I love sheet pan dinners. They're so easy, super easy cleanup. You just throw everything usually in just a bowl, mix everything up, and it's good to go. Cook it off in the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how easy it is to make this one. So small life hack here, you guys. My store, Publix, and I know Harris Teeter does it too. If you pick out, if they have like a live like butcher behind the counter, they will cut the chicken in strips for you if you ask them. So they didn't even charge me for it. So I thought that was like super convenient and awesome, extra awesome because it's free. So I just went ahead and had them do that. Also, there is a actual like spice mixture that is in the Pinterest recipe. I will of course link it below, but you guys know me, nothing new. I just used the fajita seasoning packet that came in the little fajita like kit box thing, and I didn't think there was enough, so I threw some taco seasoning in there because I didn't have like individual fajita seasoning packets. I feel like they kind of taste the same, but that could just be my untrained palate, who knows. But they turned out really well. So in a pinch, if you don't have enough fajita seasoning, you can definitely just use taco seasoning, in my opinion. But yeah, again, there's also the actual spice mix in the Pinterest recipe that I will link below as well. Alright, so these are ready to go in the oven. Now, while those are in the oven, I'm going to make kind of like a deconstructed guacamole salad. I've had this at several restaurants, and I think it's delicious. I don't know why the place by my house calls it street guacamole, so whatever, it's delicious, whatever it is. Just avocado, tomato, red onion, and some garlic, lime juice, salt and pepper, olive oil, things you would find in guacamole, so I guess you can call it that. But yeah, super great. Look how tiny the pit in that avocado was. I felt like that was an extra win for me today. But yeah, I'll show you guys how to make this. So guys, when you're cutting tomatoes, just make sure you have a super sharp knife. Cutting tomatoes is like the worst because if you do not have a super like razor sharp knife, they will slip and slide all over the place, and it's like really frustrating and annoying. Also, just a heads up, I did forget to say that I also do put cilantro in this salad. So this is what they look like when they come out of the oven. I put them in there at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes, and I'll show you what it's like all plated up. Alright guys, so this is the final product. I made some Spanish rice on the side. I have my fajita and my little guacamole salad. So in case you couldn't tell by the 600 onions that I just cut up, I'm making French onion soup tonight. Josh has been asking for this for like weeks, and we just never got around to making it, or I just never got around to making it. But it is rainy and super cold here in North Carolina, so what a better night to have some French onion soup. Alright, so I've been making this for years, but I did go ahead and find you guys a extremely similar Pinterest recipe, so I will go ahead and pin that below for you guys so you can have like an idea if you want to make this of what you're going to need and how long it'll take and everything. Alright, so at this point I'm going to go ahead and let the soup simmer for a little bit, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and make this ham and cheese crescent roll thing. What I do is I cut slits at the opposite ends of the crescent sheet, and about like half an inch from each other, and then I put ham and cheese in the middle, and then what I do is I crisscross the little strips of crescent dough, and you'll see how I do that. Alright, so then of course I'll go ahead and sprinkle on some parsley to make it look nice, and so that's kind of what it looks like raw, and this is what it's going to look like coming out of the oven. It's super pretty and really easy to make, and goes along great with the soup. Alright, so for the soup like setup, I have a oven safe bowl with some soup filled up almost to the top, and I have 3 pieces of like French bread that I have toasted, and that's gonna kind of like float in there and make like a bed for the cheese I'm gonna put on top. I had like thin sliced provolone, so I'm using more than I normally would, but you don't want to have to like see the bottom, because then the cheese will sink into the soup, and it'll be still good because cheese is delicious, but it won't be what you're looking for. So I went ahead and put like 4 of the super thin sliced provolone cheese, and I'm going to go ahead and put that under the broiler on high, and you'll see what it looks like when it comes out. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. I broiled it maybe for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and it's perfect. Alright, so this is everything all plated up. I actually love soup, so I'm super excited for dinner tonight. But yeah, this is what it looks like all done. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this week. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and definitely don't forget to subscribe. To all of my subscribers, you guys are the best. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. You guys are literally the sweetest. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys got some dinner inspo here. It is literally freezing everywhere except for my home state of Florida right now. So definitely try to make that soup. It's delicious and definitely hits the spot. I hope everybody has a blessed and awesome weekend.